And we are live. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness Rage Across New York. It's cold in Central Park. A blizzard has befallen Manhattan, and snow is falling freely here, there, everywhere. The set is a lovely shade of white, brown, and evergreen. And despite all that, the Bonars still thrive in this sort of weather. Perhaps not as well as the Wendigo, but Bonars are adaptable. And our scene will focus around three such individuals. As coming from the shanty town towards the great trash pile, one of the Bonars, a Cleith Galliard, by the name of Dizzy, holds a large styrofoam cup in hand with what basically is hot chocolate. You know, what the Bonars can get together. It's not the best hot chocolate in the world. It's certainly no Starbucks, but it's chocolatey, it's thick, and above all, it's hot. And so, seeing that she has been trying to keep a vigil since she got here, she goes towards the trash pile to see if she can't spot that infamous and somewhat elusive shopping cart.
Ruffle, ruffle. Um, in the trash pile, there seems to be a couple of things being thrown up into the air at random, with like a chill-ish voice, just saying things like "No, no, yes." Puts it in her bag. Where is that fucking box? I know I put it here somewhere.
Dizzy leans forward, and as she sees something on the edge of the trash pile, she picks up a cardboard box with Amazon tape all around it. And she holds it up. Is this it?
Yeah. She sees like an old figure kind of leaning up. No, no. I think that's one of them. Could you put him there in the shopping cart?
Dizzy walks towards the shopping cart and sets it down into the shopping cart.
Disappears. And the
Dizzy,
blanket quickly goes over the shopping cart once again.
Nicholas, he's just walking around, throwing the football up in the air, catching it, giggling a little bit. He just keeps on doing it, and sometimes the football falls and hit his head. Then he kind of shakes his head, and just like he just keeps doing it until he just happens to stumble upon y'all. Oh, yes, hello.
Dizzy looks over. Howdy.
Hi!
Hello, ma'am. And you see he lifts his hat up a little bit.
She like lifts up her own hat a little bit and then like puts it back down.
Mm.
Who are you?
He out of character. We on step, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
veil
Nick
protected area.
uh, Nicholas Young uh, Arun Metis Cub.
She'll look over at Dizzy. Heard you entering.
She nods. Yeah, Dizzy. Galliard, Bolnar, Cleus.
They call me Larissa. Apparently, I'm a mother of a tribe.
Well, you are one of the best and brightest of us. You know that, right?
Yeah. Just where did I put my 6-pack of beer? Oh, here it is. You kids want some?
I ain't never turned down a drink from an elder before. I ain't gonna start now. Especially not with one of the heroes of our tribe.
Oh, hero. Of course I will accept drink. Never had beer before, but I will accept drink. Many times Chino has offered, but I shall accept drink.
She throws you both a can of beer. Cracks one open herself. It's fucking cold. I'm gonna head over to the Cardboard Palace. You kids want to follow?
Of course.
Dizzy just smiles and nods. Takes one last drink out of the styrofoam cup and then tosses it in the trash pile for proper chiminage.
Nicholas look over at the trash pile. You must be a noble trash spirit. He takes out a little trinket and put it upon something nice.
I think the trash spirit over by my rock is working in cahoots with my rock, trying to push it closer and closer to Olaf's cabin.
Olaf is
Ollie getting a little bit paranoid about that already.
Unfortunately, the whole bit with the Lollipop Guild kind of came to an end last night. He was buying it hook, line, and sinker, and then he wised up.
That's a shame. It's always fun to see a get a Fenris falling for something hook, line, and sinker.
Disney smirks and nods. In good fun, anyway.
In good fun. Sure. Mother Larissa will grab her shopping cart and she will start wandering over towards the Cardboard Palace.
Dizzy's going to walk towards the shopping cart, and as Mother Larissa's pushing it, she's going to put a hand on the front of it and see if Larissa will let her ride it kind of the front like a kid might.
So you'll get a raised eyebrow and you'll get like a stare straight at you with a question followed. Are you sure you want to gamble your life like that, Cliff? And she gets this toothy grin from her.
Dizzy smirks back. Well, alright, for one, Max, common sense, how much is it going to kick in here?
Things have disappeared in this shopping cart.
Well, she's not trying to jump
returned
from
the shopping
ride
cart.
on like the end of the shopping cart.
How tall is Dizzy? Because Mother Larissa is about just almost 5 feet. Like, this is not a very tall old lady. She's an old lady.
Dizzy's not as maybe 5 inches taller than she is.
You could risk it.
She'll look over at Mama L. Will it be a fun ride either way?
Can't make no promises there.
She'll give it a shot. Why not?
Okay. You're just gonna sit in the front of the shopping cart?
She's gonna basically grab a hold of the front of the shopping cart, like put her finger through the mesh, and then she's gonna put her feet on the lower rack, and kind of ride it like a kid might.
Fun rides, indeed.
Oh, you. And, like, she'll put her feet in the ground, and, like, twist it a little bit. And what you can see below is that you can see the earth kind of twist with her feet, almost as if it's moving willingly with her. And she kicks off. And what you imagine to be a quite frail old lady seems to have quite a lot of power behind this little kick. Um, you ever seen the Silent Strider take off?
Oh my god.
Imagine
Dizzy.
something like that.
Dizzy is getting a flashback to her youth when she rode down the hill in a shopping cart because there was fuck all else to do back in Jonesville.
Nicholas is quite impressed with her speed, and basically his eyes just get huge, and he just takes off right after her, and he's just smiling like a kid in a candy factory.
After a few shenanigans, like turns and twists, and maybe some saltos, um, they will arrive at the Cardboard Palace, the Bonar hub of this place. It's pretty close to Shantytown, so I don't imagine it'll take quite a long time.
Ren is waiting there. She's just hanging out. She has a textbook open across her lap, and she's just waiting for Mother Larissa to show up. She might have been there a while.
You will see the shopping cart, Dizzy on top of it, and Mother Larissa behind it, land right in front of you, with Mother Larissa standing on her toes, throwing her arms up into the air. Victory!
You are quite fast. You're. That was fun.
Brenna's scrambling to her feet, and she kind of gives Nicholas a little smile.
Hello, Ren Roya.
Dizzy jumps off the cart. That was fucking awesome.
Hello, quiet thoughts.
Good afternoon, Mother Larissa Raya. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, Dizzy.
Howdy.
Hello.
What can I do for you three? Oh, 1 second. She like wipes a bit of spit away. Now what can I do for you three?
Well, and she reaches into her bag, and we'll just see how how good this bottle of hooch is that she made at the still. It's not the best, but she's still learning. She hands over Mother Larissa a mason jar with blueberries floating on the top of it with a slightly blue tinge to it. It's still clear, though.
She'll take it, look at it, sniff it. Look it back at her.
I've been messing around with the still, trying to make some good recipes, and, well, I heard you like your drink just as much as anybody else, so I thought maybe a good bit of blueberry moonshine might be a cure for whatever ails you.
She'll open it and take a sip. Swallow it. Close it again. Yeah. Good luck on the recipes.
Oh.
She just lowers her head in shame.
Try again, Dizzy. First time may not work, but second time is always, as they say, a charmer.
Well, she pulls out another one that's got a piece of masking tape with skull and crossbones over it. You're welcome to try this one. It's much better as far as the craft, but I should warn you, it has something of a bite.
Was that towards Nicholas or towards Melissa?
Towards everybody, basically.
Ren just grins and gets out of the way. She doesn't want anything of disease with the bite.
Mm, mm, uh, maybe I try as they say, a swig of this goodness.
Alright. She'll pop the top, hand it over to Nicholas.
Never had what they may say the hooch before, but I think it's of great taste and elegance if it's made from you.
She'll nod. She's just sitting there grinning.
He just takes.
Gonna make a stamina roll for difficulty 9.
Oh wow! I don't have a dice roller on here. I have. Let me see. 3 stamina if you can roll it.
Certainly. You fail. Essentially what you have imbibed is ghost pepper moonshine.
Strong. He's just he's just shaking his head violently. This is a weapon.
She'll pat Nicholas on the shoulder. There are those amongst the sept that would prefer to face down a Bane. Take on this.
He starts eating snow.
I respect you greatly for at least attempting it. She'll pick up the jar, close it back up.
He just eating snow at this point.
She'll take a seat beside him and just give him a soft pat to the back and just rub on his back while he's. I'll make you a batch of that so that way you can use it against your foes. I've named this the blood of my enemies. Then she looks over at Mama L. I don't suppose you'd like a taste.
Do I want to burn my throat or do I not want to burn my throat? Yeah, I think I'll pass for today.
Fair enough. And she'll take a drink out of it. And that's the exact same roll that Nick got. So her eyes just go a little bit wide, and she swallows. And she doesn't quite have the same reaction because she's done this before, but she just sits there and her face turns redder and redder and redder, and her eyes just start watering and tears just start falling down her face. And before long, her nose starts to run out over her upper lip. And she's just sitting there with really wide eyes, just sort of half shaking.
Nicholas just hands her a pile of snow.
She just takes it very calmly, puts it up to her mouth, and just sits with a mouthful of snow.
Mother Larissa will grab a box of tissues out of the shopping cart and hand it to the both of them.
Thank you, Mother Roya.
Thank you, Rye. And then she'll hand it over to Ren.
No, thank you. Thank you, though.
We're all sitting here suffering, and you're not going to sit here and suffer with us? I'm disappointed in you, Ren.
Well, that's all right. I'll find some way to earn back your trust later, I think, rather than emptying my nose into the snow.
Any case, let's go get inside. There's fire. And Mother Larissa will take the shopping cart into the cardboard palace.
Dizzy, after collecting herself, she says she's taking 2 pieces of tissue paper and stuffed it up her nose at this point. She places the jar back into her bag and walks into the cardboard palace.
Oh, this looks like a fine, mighty establishment. Need my fancy hat for this. And you see, he basically looks in like a duffel bag that he got, pulls out like a top hat, like with a ripped up top, and a broken monocle.
Ah, no. Mama L, he's going, Silverfang.
Well, seems like we need to introduce him to Morning Kill then.
I just like to be fancy every now and then.
Yep, this one's gonna get introduced to Morning Kill.
She'll pat Nicholas on the shoulder. It's nice knowing you.
Maybe we can swap stories about fanciness, or whatever fanciness entitles, but fancy.
I only heard about him, but he does seem to come off from way I've heard him described as a Mr. Fancy Pants.
He takes out his hat and basically bows to the 3 of them. How do you do, madams?
Dizzy chuckles.
So, Ren, what can I do for you?
Ren glances at Dizzy and Nicholas and kind of hesitates. And then she plops down. Not cross-legged. She's actually kneeling, but it's not necessarily an obeisance. It just kind of suggests that. I came to ask you about a fetish of Xavier's, but it can wait if you're busy.
You two have a moment?
She looks over at Nicholas and shrugs. We ain't got, well, we got a whole bunch of time until the situation with the fishery goes down, so.
Whatever needs to be done. I can understand if this is a private matter. A lot of things, a lot of what the people may call the feels happened.
No, it's not necessarily private. She glances at Mother Larissa in case she's lying.
Mother Larissa just kind of... Yeah. Just yeah.
He had a bag that I understand was taken from him before the trial.
Ah. You mean his fetish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He left it to me in his will, but I don't know if that's necessarily his to give. Or whether the spirit will necessarily accept my ownership of it if it is.
I mean, it's kind of not being used right now, which would be... It's kind of a waste of a fetish. And as you say, the spirit inside of it might not accept you. So I'd suggest... Because you want it, right?
I do, yes.
I'd suggest you get Lil Katori. Or, I don't know if you can speak with spirits, quiet thoughts.
I can, though I'm not necessarily good with them.
Then I suggest you get someone. Be it yourself, be it your alpha, be it anyone. To talk with the spirit and strike a deal. Get some taboos, set some chimnich. Make it work. Because it's gonna do nobody any good if it's just laying around.
Ren nods.
And she'll reach into her shopping cart once again. And I gotta roll her gnosis. That's a failure. So she pulls off the blanket and reaches into it and she hits the bottom. Wait, that's not supposed to happen. And then she just spends a point of gnosis. The bottom turns kind of dark-ish. You can't really see it because like the shopping cart is in the inside is like this giant cardboard box. But the bottom of the box kind of just dark-ish. And her hand just kind of reaches deep into it. No. Yes, there we go. As she pulls out Xavier's messenger bag and hands it to Ren.
Ren takes it very gingerly.
Be nice with it. It's gone through quite a lot.
I absolutely will.
Good.
She stays where she is and just kind of sets it in her lap and sets her hands on it. And
You
she
get a
doesn't move
pat
for a
on the
little
head
while.
from Mother Larissa. There. It'll be okay.
Nicholas just looks around. He feels that this is quite a delicate moment. I like your cardboard palace, Mother Raya. Swanky, indeed.
Ha! Did you just call it swanky?
Yes, very nice.
Wait, not the first to say that.
Dizzy looks up to Mama L. So I've been meaning to get in touch with you since I got here. Wanting to get to know you better, but there was also something I was interested in seeing as your theurge and all. Some of my setmates back home in Dandelion Hills, they had a fetish called a gym bag. I think it's similar to what some people call Mad Pie swag, but it takes all types with the exception of, I think, like cell phones and complex things like that. And as seeing as how I like to carry stuff in and out of the Umbra, I was hoping that I could do something to maybe earn one.
You want a spider satchel? Is that it?
No, Max, it's actually from the Bonar tribe book. It's called a gym bag. It takes everything but complex machines. So laptops and all that sort of stuff are out, but pretty much everything else can fit in there.
Oh, the whole gym bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll think of something.
Dizzy smirks.
Earning a fetish isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. Same as making a fetish. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do.
Unfortunately, I ain't too skilled in the latter. That not yet, anyway. I still don't even know how to talk to spirits just yet. But I do know that they appreciate gifts, gnosis, and things like that.
That I do. That I do. See, the trick to each spirit is knowing what they want, and especially knowing what you want, and what you're willing to sacrifice, and what you're willing to offer for that.
Well, I'm interested to learn what I should do. And she's kind of got that kid sitting in front of the librarian for story time look on her face.
Mm. You should drop by on Sunday class. Sometimes tell some of the spirits some stories. You might pick up a thing or two.
Do the spirits enjoy stories?
Some of them do. Some of the chimeras brood like stories. Some of unicorns brood like stories. And she looks at Ren.
Ren is looking very interested in story time.
I can tell some yarns. I'm better at doing story through song. Would they like that?
Mm-hmm. Story is a story, as long as they can understand you.
Well, someone had told me that they can understand us pretty fine. We just have a hard time understanding them.
Depends. Depends on the spirit you talk to. Like, sometimes some of the lower power, some of the less powerful spirits can't exactly understand what you're saying. Like, they can kind of get what you're saying, but then you go to like freaking the more powerful ones like totems, Incarna, and especially Celestine. You can understand it. It's just respect at that point to speak in their language. I recommend you do so when you talk to one of those.
Well, I ain't gonna climb the ladder all that quickly just yet.
Smart. Speaking of which, I heard there's a Shadow Lord in this set that doesn't really like us spirits. Perhaps I should prank him.
It doesn't like the spirits?
Doesn't know too much about them, gets nervous around them.
He's iffy about bands and deals with them, not so much that he doesn't like spirits.
Ren kind of bites her lip.
Crash Course in Spirits 101 for one Shadow Lord coming up. From like the grin, you can tell that it's not really a crash course, more like a prank course.
Dizzy just keeps her mouth shut, considering that Garrett's in her
I was gonna say.
and I'm gonna roll my manipulation scepter for you, just to not try and to look as unassuming as possible.
If Ren tries to catch, look at you. Tries to catch Dizzy's eye, will Dizzy glance at her?
Nope, Dizzy's just sitting there milking the beer that she had.
Ren's going to gently change the subject. Mother Larissa, speaking of Chimera's brood, can you advise me on what Chimera might consider appropriate chiminage for answering a riddle?
Elaborate.
She purses her lips and kind of glances at Dizzy and Nicholas again, and then her hands curl on Xavier's bag in her lap. I need to ask Chimera about someone who might have been using his gifts.
Really now?
The riddle is, did 3 or 4 meet in battle before Katori arrived?
Did 3 or 4 meet in battle before Katori arrived?
Mm-hmm.
That's a strange riddle.
The hunt may have been compromised. We might have another enemy.
You could try and out-riddle the riddle master. That could have either a positive or a very negative effect.
Riddles aren't really a specialty of mine, but maybe I can find someone who's better at them than I am. I hesitate to bring Katori into it because it's a sensitive topic in many ways.
Ah, now I understand. Well, Gnosis is a way to butter up anybody. However, you're going to need a little bit more than just Gnosis. Perhaps you could contact one of his brood, do it a favor, and then ask it for its help in solving this riddle. Perhaps speak on your behalf to Chimera.
I can do that. That's a very good idea. Thank you.
The Dream Ravens might be of help to you. They're peculiar little creatures.
Ren sits back hopefully because maybe if she's quiet it'll be story time.
Ah, y'all gotta make me open Axis Mundi. What time is it? Oh, it's... May, we don't have time for story time. We have another thing.
Okay, so instead of that, she's going to, instead of sitting back, she's going to look inspired and stand up and kind of dust off herself. Thank you for your help. I'll look into that.
You're most welcome.
She gives a nod to Dizzy and Nicholas that's both grateful and friendly because she knows that she took their time. And then she kind of scuttles off.
See you, Rin, Raya,
Good luck later, you guys.
and good luck to you too, whatever endeavors you may be into.
Izzy just sits back, sipping on her beer, giving a smile to everyone.
Is it okay to say that beer has a weird taste to it?
Yeah, that's mostly the point.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't worry, Dizzy. You'll get the hang of brewing.
I figure. I keep on trying. It'll eventually come through.
Yeah, I had a Fianna once, a Cliff, who fed me his liquor. It was from his early days, they kind of taste like water. Wasn't
Is
too
it?
happy when I told him that.
You see Nicholas with this look. He looks over at Dizzy. Is Maeve a Fiona?
I think she's a cub, so she ain't nothing yet, but she got all the earmarks of Fiona, as I understand it.
Maybe she can make you some liquor, and you can swap liquor stories.
I think that's a horrible, horrible stereotype about the Fiona being drinkers.
And then you see he lift his hands up. Mm, mm, I'm sorry. Mm,
Dizzy just smirks at him. I said I think it is.
mm, mm,
Mother Larissa will keep her mouth shut and kind of just move things around in her shopping cart.
mm, I seen article once in book saying wine tasting. Have you tried wine?
Ain't my scene.
Ain't you see? Maybe you'll be good at making wine and such forth. Master of all brewery crafts.
Looks at her feet, which she knows are probably not the cleanest. I think you got to step on the grapes to make it work. So I'm gonna say go ahead and say no.
You see Nicholas holds a finger and basically takes off his boot, um, basically takes a little dirt off his feet and stick it in his mouth. Mm, mm, and then he looks over at Dizzy Feet. May I? Mm, mm, mm.
She just looks at Nicholas, and if she had a switchblade, she'd be pulling it out. And she sort of just tucks her feet in underneath of her.
Mm, Maybe feet adds flavor to the wine. Mm, mm, mm.
Maybe you're secretly part of Quentin Tarantino's family?
Who's Quentin Tarantino?
It doesn't matter. So, Mama L, let me know what I got to do, and I'll do my damnedest to make sure it works.
I will.
And on that note, she gets up, she finishes off her beer, and keeps the can to go drop it back in the trash pile before giving a bow to Mama L and Nicholas and making her way out.
He, dips his top hat. Mm,
Yeah, all right. I got some stuff to do, so I'll be seeing you around at the park.
of course, I must train.
And I think there, ladies and gentlemen, we can call that a scene.